Hi guys, the head of the supermarket chain Iceland was interviewed by Times Radio where he was asked if he regrets voting for Brexit. Sounding like a politician, he asked himself the question if he was happy with how Brexit has been delivered, and he said no. But at no stage does he regret voting to leave, and at no stage has he presented what type of Brexit he actually wanted and voted for. Now, I believe he's planning to run as a Tory MP at the next general election, so this probably explains the slimy response. Have a listen.
You voted for Brexit. Do you regret some of the impact that decision had on food supply chains?
I think our food supply chains have been fine. I mean, obviously they were.
What? What are you talking about? Have been fine. Now, a caveat here, he runs a frozen food supermarket chain. So in a sense, yes, his supply chains are probably less impacted by Brexit than other supply chains. But for regular supermarkets, yes, they have. I've seen multiple images, and people who support the channel have been sending me pictures of their supermarkets where there are empty shelves, literally empty shelves. There are supermarkets where they have removed the number of shelves in order to reduce the gaps. And in other cases, they're still putting up posters of food to fill the gaps where there is no produce. In other cases, they're also moving stuff to the front of the shelf to avoid the gaps as well.
Interrupted in COVID, but that was more by a demand supply shock of people unexplainedly going out and buying loo roll.
That was 3 years ago. Why are you talking about something 3 years ago? We're talking about things today.
But yeah, I mean, generally, over half our supply base is UK based, and that's growing.
There were periods of shortages, and I think people have just got used to it now. Where there was a time before Brexit when there were no shortages, and then we got used to especially with fruit and vegetables, there being shortages pretty much all the time.
Yeah, and look, it's Brexit, it's climate change. Am I happy about how Brexit has been delivered? No.
So, do you regret Brexit? No. Once again, this Tory or brexiteer response of, it's not Brexit's fault, it was the way it was delivered. But none of these people actually present the type of Brexit that they voted for, the Brexit that they wanted. What type of Brexit? This would be my follow-up question. So you wanted to leave, you wanted Britain to leave the European Union. So what type of Brexit were you expecting to get? I don't know if this is down to racism and bigotry. Maybe it's down to disaster capitalism. Maybe he hoped that all the smaller supermarkets would close and his business would be able to buy them up or something. I don't know.
Are we seeing the sunny uplands that we were promised? No. Am I still optimistic that we can get there? Well, I hope so. But it's not easy for us, that's for sure.
So I hope we're going to get there. So just another 50 years, perhaps, like Jacob Rees-Mogg said. If we wait another 50 years, then we're going to see the benefits of Brexit. How long will it take? Is it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years? We're a number of years already in, and it's a disaster. And public support has turned against Brexit. But for some reason, the head of the Iceland supermarket chain still believes in Brexit. As I said, he relies on frozen food, on that supply chain, which is different to the fresh food supply chain, which isn't impacted in the same way. His food lasts longer, so it doesn't have to be brought in fresh. And he said here we're relying more on the British market. Okay, great. But for other supermarkets that can't rely on the British supply chain, that have to bring goods in from abroad, do you think it's going well for them? Or to hell with them? As I said, this guy is allegedly running as a Tory MP, so we know which side he's going to be on. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.